friend complains to me about this douchebag they know. Jokes how they hope he has an aneurysm or something. And I do not tell them how my father woke to my mother, whispering something was wrong, her voice rasping like a well-worn countdown. I know this because I was in the next room, wrapped in blankets on the basement sofa, listening to my mother die. Heard her body convulse, heard the desperation in my father's voice as he called 911. I hid under the sheets, prayed for a nightmare, and received a flung open door as my father told me to wait for the ambulance. 14 years later, my boyfriend tells me he loves me, and I do not speak of my fear of waking him in the dead of night, disintegrating as he calls 911, trying to keep my clockwork in order and failing, just like my mother. If someone you are related to dies from a brain aneurysm, especially if that person was your parent, you are far more likely to also suffer death from an unexpected aneurysm. So every time I feel a ringing in my head, a sudden fuzziness or jolt to my brain, I think, is this it? Has my clock of a body finally reached the stroke of 12? I am cursed by incurable genetics. Fingernails dig deep into my skull at headaches first throb, praying for more time. I beg my body daily to not become an alarm set to go off at my final hour. I fear the blood coursing through my veins, waiting to turn stopwatch. There is so much inside of me threatening to detonate this brain. My mother left me, threatening to consume everything. Sometimes I catch my doctor looking at me like a New Year's clock or a fire alarm, waiting for the sirens to pour out of me. She never says susceptible. She doesn't have to. We both know if my brain ever cuts the wrong wire, there is no one who will know how to defuse this body, which was born to pump blood wrong. My boyfriend says, I love you, as we lie in bed. And I want to say to him, run. Don't you know there is an explosion on the horizon? Take cover. Get as far away from me as you can. Someday I may go nuclear. Can't you see you are in love with a time bomb? Instead, I kiss him. Say, I love you too. I fall asleep in his arms, all the while pretending I do not hear the ticking. Yeah!